Welcome to Fully In It, a show for visionaries, leaders, entrepreneurs, and those who know they are called to so much more. Join me, Kate Saffel, a mindset expert, multiple six-figure business coach, and a woman on a quest to show that anything you desire to create in your life is truly possible. This show is about going fully in it for you and the people you love by showing up powerfully in all areas of your life. Join me for regular inspiration and encouragement to follow your intuition, lead with integrity and heart, and live boldly every damn day. Hey, my love. Welcome to episode 94 of the Fully In It podcast. I am so damn happy that you are here with me today. You know, it is nearing the end of 2022, and I don't know about you, but for me, I am really feeling the passing of time. I'm going to be turning 38 in a few weeks, nearing that midlife point. Although I still feel very, very young. I still feel like I'm in my mid-20s. But you know, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about the context of my life and how I'm living it and how I'm showing up for it. Themes that, if you know me, you're not surprised by. And I had an experience yesterday that I'm going to share here in a moment, but it really got me thinking about how we relate to this life that we have right now, how we think about it, how we show up to it, and if we are actually truly in love with it. Is that something that you can even expect? Like, could you expect to have a loving relationship with this life that you're leading right now as if it was any other relationship? We often go through our days to get from point A to point B. Like, I wake up and I need to get to work. I need to get to work so I can pay my bills. I need to pay my bills so I can take my kids to soccer practice. I take my kids to soccer practice so that I can come home and make dinner, and then we can all go to bed and we can wake up and we can do the same thing tomorrow. We move through our lives with speed, but not necessarily intention. We're doing everything right, but is there heart to the ways that we are showing up on a daily basis? And would it just be completely audacious for you to desire to wake up and feel excited about your life, to actually truly love it? So this year, you know, I told you all in episode 92, this year has kicked my butt. This year has been full of challenges, and in contrast, 2021 was like my redemption year. We were traveling full time. We were having the most incredible experiences. And I really did wake up every day like, is this my life? Like, what is this? Like, how the hell did I get here? How did I create this? It was so freaking magical. And that doesn't mean that I didn't have hard times. I very acutely remember crying and throwing a pity party for myself while we were in the Florida Keys snorkeling, and I was having a total moment. Don't hate me. But it just shows that you could be unhappy in the most beautiful place in the world, or one of the most beautiful places in the world. You could be incredibly successful and not like your life. And, you know, Kirk and I last night were talking about, you know, musicians and actors and celebrities who have everything and then they commit suicide. They have all the success and money they could ever desire, and they cheat on their partners. They get addicted to drugs and alcohol. They self-sabotage on the highest level. So if we're living for these things that we think are going to make us happy, just know that those external things are not actually what creates your happiness. It's what's happening within you. And so yesterday, this experience that I had, I took my kids to the beach, and I still am just amazed that we live in one of the most beautiful places in the United States, and it's like 15 minutes from our home, and I just get to drive there, and it's free. Like, I can just walk on the beach with my kids, and I'm in paradise, and I'm like, holy hell, like this is amazing. I was feeling the struggle yesterday. I had a hard week last week. A lot of shifts have been happening. A lot of shedding has been happening. I could feel an up level coming on. And quite frankly, if you've been in one, have you been in one? They're not comfortable. It's like the worst. And so I cried like most of last week. And I felt very lost and very confused and very like, I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? What am I doing? And so I had that energy was with me yesterday. Like it was starting to clear a little bit, but I was still feeling it. And we had our time at the beach and we got back to the car and I was sitting there and I was messaging my husband and I was just like, I feel really disappointed. I kind of feel like a failure. I kind of feel like I'm just doing everything wrong. And all these negative thoughts were coming up. And he was trying to encourage me and I was just kind of in the funk. And I put down my phone so I could back out of the spot. I just kind of offered up this prayer to God, to the universe. And I was just like, help me see this differently. Be here with me. I need support. I need to see and feel a different possibility for myself. I need to fall in love with my life again. And I pulled out of the parking lot and, I don't know if you are into signs, synchronicities, if there is ever anything in your life that you're like, when this thing happens, it means you're on the right track or that, the divine is there with you or whatever you believe, And so for me, it's angel numbers, like numbers that come in triples or quadruples, like, and then they're same, And this has been my sign for a while now. And I remember when we were traveling last summer through the American West, we were in the Black Hills area of South Dakota. And oh my gosh, I was going through such a huge up level at that time. And I just saw the angel numbers everywhere to the point that like I got a spam call from, I kid you not, 111, 111, 1111. And I was like, what? What is going on? So all that to say, yesterday I pulled out of the parking lot and immediately saw across the street on a mailbox 333. I was like, okay. Then about 20 feet later, I saw license plate 444. And then another like 30, 40 feet down the road, another license plate that started with 555. And I was like, okay, God, okay, universe, I'm paying attention. I see you seeing me. You're answering what I just prayed for. And I drove into like the shopping area that's right there that I just love so much here. And I wasn't planning on stopping. It was a Sunday, crowded, and a parking spot was just open right there. I just followed my intuition and I pulled into the spot. And I took my kids and we got macaron, these like little cookies, and I got a coffee. And then we just walked around the circle there. And I was ready to leave, and my two younger kids said, hey, can we show my oldest daughter the shop that we had gone to the other day? And I said, sure, of course, like, let's go walk over there. So we walk over there and we're peering into the window displays, and then I just felt compelled to look toward the street. I was kind of looking around and my eyes fell on another license plate that said 888. And I'm like, okay, like this is all within about maybe 30, 45 minutes, right? So it's a lot at once. And we decided to cross the street right there. And there was a shop on the other side at the end of the crosswalk. And I've never been in there before, but I felt compelled to go inside. And listen, like, compelled is a strong word here because there were breakables and stuff, and I'm with 3 sandy kids. I don't know what came over me, but we went in and the kids and I were looking around and enjoying this little like touristy beach shop. And I come around the corner and I run into the saleswoman and I look at her, and on her chest is tattooed 111. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I just felt like I was getting slapped in the face in the best possible way by the universe, but it didn't stop there. So I went up to her and I said, hey, I'm really curious. can I ask you about your tattoo? And she paused a little bit and kind of looked at me sideways and then said, yeah. She said, well, it's an angel number. And I said, yeah, I'm familiar. And she said, well, it's just one that always has appeared to me when I've needed to know I'm on the right path. And I was like, wow. And so I started telling her about my experience so far and how it had led me to her. And, she acknowledged what I was saying. And then she said, is blue your favorite color? And I said, well, it's one of my favorite colors. I said, pink. And I showed her my nails. Pink's my other favorite color. But yeah, blue. I'm so drawn to blue. And she said, I knew it. She said, your energy is very blue and you're so peaceful and have such a calming energy. She said, are you a teacher or like a mentor of some kind? And I was like, oh, yeah. I'm a coach. And so we just chatted a little bit more, but I just thought, oh my gosh, like you cannot look for these things in your life. You cannot orchestrate this happening. It definitely was this time of me opening myself up and asking for that guidance and it being provided to me. And in the last 24 hours since then, so much has been unfolding within me that has really led me to want to talk to you about this topic of being in a loving relationship to your life. You think about right now, I want you to think about where you are in your life. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you complacent? Are you going through the motions? Or do you feel lit up? Are you happy when you wake up in the morning? Or does your mind immediately go to ruminations, anxieties, and worries? What is it like for you to experience your own life? If we think about life like a relationship, you imagine if you were showing up to a partner this way. If you were showing up to your partner and just saying like, I'm just going through the motions with you. You don't really excite me anymore. You're not really giving me what I thought I would have for this life. You're keeping me too busy and I can't even keep up. I'm not even enjoying myself. Right? Like, if you know what your relationship with your life is like right now, what's actually possible if you were intentional with how you relate to it? When you have that moment of like clarity that it could be so much better for you, it then takes seeking a catalyst, that why, that deep why for why you're going to show up for your life more fully and intentionally. We all need that catalyst. And I've talked on this podcast many times about what mine have been and what draws me forward. But what is it for you? So if we have the start of our life, which is when we're figuring it all out, and then we have that moment of clarity, that catalyst, and then we get to the end of our life and we die, right? There's a finality to this time we have here on earth. And most of us, we don't want to think about it. We don't. And of course, I think it's probably on my mind more because we have recently been through the grieving process and still are. We're acutely aware of what it looks like to be end of life for someone because we just walked through it with a family member. The thing to ask yourself is, what is happening now in the middle of your life? What is it that you are creating and seeking and choosing for you? So much of this is based in your values. What do you actually value? What's important to you? What do you want to spend your days doing? And what would you rather not do at all? What is drawing you away from the heart of the life you want to live? And are you prioritizing the things that matter most to you? Are you saying you value X, Y, and Z, but you're not doing it because you've chosen to not make it a priority? That is a misalignment. That is you being out of integrity with your life. And in any relationship, we owe that integrity to the other person, because why would they want to stay if we aren't in integrity to them, and it is the same thing with your life, if you want better, if you desire more, if you want to feel more fulfilled, you have to uphold your end of the bargain and prioritize what matters most to you. There's also what we emotionally choose. So who am I choosing to be each day? What are the emotions that I'm going to calibrate to, that I am going to marinate in? Am I choosing to wake up every day and be in overwhelm, anxiety, disappointment, sadness, failure, frustration, overwhelm? Or could you, in this moment, without any evidence otherwise, decide to feel as if all of your dreams came true? What are those emotions that you would feel? I asked myself that yesterday in the parking lot. I realized I was waiting for external circumstances to make me feel better. We don't have to wait for anyone or anything to feel the way we want to feel. And this is really learning how to understand your emotions at an advanced level and knowing that you are the one who creates your emotional state. You may feel like your emotions are the result of what's happening around you, but in actuality, you are choosing to react versus respond. We always have a choice. And finally, in this lifetime that you have right now, this gift, what a freaking gift it is to be alive right now with your people, having the opportunity to serve and make an impact in the world. What a gift. What a gift it is, right? So how are you showing up to this gift of a life that you have? Are you resentful? Are you annoyed that you have to do what you have to do on a daily basis? What if it all went away tomorrow? How would today change for you if you knew that today was it? See, the thing is that we take actions based on the premise that we are going to live forever. That we always have someday to change our ways. But what if someday doesn't come? What if it doesn't? We hear these stories all the time. You are betting on having more time. But we have to choose to live today as if we don't have more time. As if every moment that you have matters so much, because it actually does. And when you show up to your life this way, you will experience change so rapidly because you're becoming a new person and because you are choosing differently. I say all of this with so much love because you may be at the top of your game, but you also know you may be holding back. You may have everything you ever dreamed of, and you may still be sad inside. All of these things are things that you can shift, that you can choose differently, and you can learn to love your life. You can create a life that you love. And I am just so excited to be on this journey with you because I'm doing this work. And it is my honor to lead by example and to show what is possible for all of us. So will you come with me? Will you let this episode sink in and create that shift that you've been needing? I sure hope so. I will see you next time. If you loved this episode, you're going to love coming into my mentoring membership, Expand. This is a year-long community for entrepreneurs and leaders where you're going to have my support in creating your version of a life and business that lights you up. From mindset to practical strategy, you'll have everything at your fingertips to make boldly leaping up to your next level inevitable. I have a special opportunity for you. Share about my new podcast, Fully In It, on your social media and tag me at I am Kate Saffel, and I'll give you a special link for Expand that lets you join for 40% off of full price. Crazy, right? So take a screenshot of your podcast player or even a selfie of you listening, mention the podcast on your social media, and tag me at I am Kate Saffel That's SAFFLE, and I'll send you the link right away. It is that easy. Thanks again for being here.